Okay, we are back at my favorite spot because it's just a big, wide, open road and nobody comes through here. I'm going to teach you guys some things that you should know when you get your bike. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert. I got this thing a couple weeks ago, but I think I learned. I got enough seat time. Almost 200 miles already. I think that's good because you're going to be knowing from my mistakes, other mistakes that I've done, etc. And things that will really help for you to learn. Number one, let's start with the basics. You get your bike, know how to start it. That's pretty simple, right? You just press a button, tap the key, click start, boom, your bike starts. Simple, right? Now you need to know your buttons, figure out your lights, your horn, and your brakes. Figure out which one's the front and which one's the rear. Usually the rear is going to be on the left if your bike is good. If your bike sucks, it's going to be on the right. But the way you should tell is really just hold one brake down and then lean forward or backward. And since I'm leaning backward, you see the tire is not moving in the front. This is my front brake. Same with the opposite. Like my back tire isn't moving here. This is my rear brake. Now that you've established your front and rear brakes, now the next thing you're going to have to know is your throttle. This is simple. Figure out how snappy your throttle is, which will be very, very important for the next step. And that is throttle control. Controlling how you throttle is so important. This is probably what everyone goes through. You're gonna be just sitting. Let me demonstrate here. This probably isn't smart for me to do, but you just have your bike, you're admiring it, and then boop, oh, you accidentally throttle it. Everyone has done that at least once, and I will show you a clip of me doing it into a tree. But I'd say ride around a little bit, get to know how snappy your throttle really is, figure out your brakes, and if your bike is cool, it probably has regen right here. Get to know your regen. On the Talaria, you can control it under when it gets under 90%. You can control it with your things here. You can see it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 is the hardest regen. You'll brake faster. But regen is so nice. You don't have to wear out your brakes all the time. If you're planning ahead, you can just click the regen and it'll go. Oh, he's got flat tires. If you're getting your first bike, it usually won't pop up when you full throttle, which is honestly probably, it might sound lame, but it's really, really helpful. Don't buy a very, very sporty bike for your first one. I know this one's pretty sporty, but it's basically, it's a pretty good beginner in between. But boom, now that you got that down, your throttle control, which it is going to take a little bit of practice to get down. It just takes seat time, for real. You can't really do anything else. You just need your throttle control, which is going to be super, super important when you go to advanced things, which I'm not even at yet. Next thing that I like to know is how to obviously turn. Everyone teaches you counter steering, which isn't really that important in my opinion. I don't use it a lot. I probably do. I just don't realize it. If you ever ridden a bike before, it's like the same thing, just more power. Lean right, lean left, use your handlebars to turn. That's literally it. But counter steering, I'll try it right now. It's a little bit sketch, but I think you push right to go right. Yeah. So you push left to go left. It's gonna turn in that direction at first, like that, but it's eventually gonna go right. It sounds so weird at first, but you get used to it. Usually you're riding with both hands and it doesn't even matter. I actually like to follow through with the counter steer when I'm turning left. I like to do that. Just with my body. It's a good habit to get into. Gives you a wider turn so you're not turning so sharp like this. If you do, you're gonna go that way. If you do a sharp turn right, you see that? So counter steering, it's kind of important, kind of not. You get used to it. But you kind of don't really think about it, like pushing right to go left or to go, however it is. You don't think of it. You kind of just lean. It's very, very simple. If you've ever ridden a bike before, do that. And if you haven't ridden a bike before, go ride a bike, test it out. It's literally the same thing as riding a bike. It's really not that hard. Now, this is very, very useful. It's kind of only really an emergency feature. This is what I like to call a sharp 180. Now, the sharp 180 does wear out your rear tire. My my tire's already worn out a lot. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to get on your bike, and whatever direction you want to turn, you're going to turn your handlebars all the way. Now you're going to stick your foot out, right foot out if you're turning right. You're going to get off your bike and stand, and then you're going to lean your bike onto your right leg. And then from now, you're just going to give it throttle. That's what it's going to do. See, it wears out your tires because it, rubs against the pavement. But it is such a nice thing to learn if you're stuck in dirt. If you're in a nice little trail and it just stops, cuts off, you can do a sharp 180. Very, very nifty feature to learn. It took me a little bit of practice to do a sharp 180, but once you get it, you're going to like it. It's honestly fun as hell to do. There is one problem, though, when you're doing this. If you just slowly hit the throttle because you're scared, the bike is going to do this. It's going to run away from you, which is the reason why people can't really do this first try. You're going to naturally be scared and hit the throttle very, very slow. If your bike has good torque, not a problem. You can just... Okay, well... You get what I mean. When you're doing a sharp 180, just pin that throttle. Don't go slow. Think of it this way. The worst thing that can happen is you're going to dump your bike. And I've already done that. Only a few minor scratches. We're fine. So learn a sharp 180, and if you get that down, whew, you're going to love life. Okay, the next thing that I know is popping your wheel up. Now, I don't mean a wheelie. I mean like this. Go on the very, very edge of your bike, and then just pop it up like this. This is great if you're in a very, very tight situation, like tighter than a sharp 180. If you need to, you can turn the bike. Just be careful and like rub up against it. Slowly direct your bike. This is like a 180, dude. It's basically just like turning around. But once you get this down, make sure you have your finger on the rear brake so the bike doesn't, roll against you. This is probably the best thing to learn. It's pretty easy. I would recommend doing it on grass. In case you do dump your bike, it's not going to hurt the bike as much. And then when you're done, just slowly lean back into it and drop it. The suspension's going to take it all. Okay, now we're moving on to the scary stuff. Number one is going really fast. Now, this thing can only go 50. Not that fast, but going fast is crazy. For example, going fast is a little bit scary, especially if you're on a busy road. Going fast can be scary. You are harder to see by cars, especially if you have your lights off, like me. And you can just die like that. You have to be very, very careful when you're going fast. Which brings me to the next thing, lane splitting. Now, lane splitting is only legal in California. Lane filtering and lane splitting are different things. Where I live, lane filtering is legal at certain circumstances. I've done it like once, I think, but I'm not riding that much heavy traffic to need to do it. But it's going to be difficult. I'll take this car, for example. You're going to have to be this close to a car, which can be scary, and you're going to be sandwiched in between two cars. Lane filtering, pretty easy stuff, right? You just got to get used to it. Lane splitting, on the other hand, that's when you're moving fast in between cars. That is much scarier. If a car just decides to turn into a different lane while you're lane splitting, you're going to get hit off your bike and probably get road rash. And if you're wearing no protection like me, you're going to get road rash or die. But yeah, speed, lane splitting, filtering, pretty advanced stuff. If you know what you're doing, it can become easy. If you're a beginner, then take it slow. You know what I mean though, right? Okay, now I'm gonna address what we've all been waiting for, which is the wheelie. I'm not perfect at this, but I can teach you what I learned. So you're gonna go at about 5 miles per hour, about this, and it's gonna be scary at first. The first mistake I did was sit too close up like this. I was sitting way too close up. I have this little pocket thing that separates me from the bike, so I can get the perfect amount of seat. But you should sit about this length between the front of your bike. I know it might seem scary, but you just gotta get used to it. That's the proper bike form. But as I was saying, 5 miles per hour, you're gonna push down on your front forks, and then at the same time, you're gonna lean back and throttle. Don't pull up on the bars, pull back. That's what you want to do, is go backwards. Let me show you what you're probably going to do on your first attempt. Like that. You'll barely get the wheel up. It takes a little bit of realization, But the truth is, you're just not pushing down hard enough. To get a proper pop, it's going to be scary. You're going to have to stand up and then put all your weight forward like this and then lean back and throttle. Let me show you that. That's going to pop up your wheel. As I've said before, if you want to really get into this, do that. Pop up your bike, hit the brake. Pop up, hit the brake. But you got to get in the habit of doing that. My rear brake sucks right now. That's how you wheelie, basically. It just takes some extreme practice. You're not going to get it in 24 hours. You just really, really got to learn and keep going at it. And as you get more experience, you can pop up at higher speeds. It's easier at like 5. And you're going to want to hug the bike with your legs, like squeeze it. This is to stop you from, like, when you're in the wheelie, you're going to lean out like this, lose your balance, and probably fall. You don't want to have that happen. So hug the bike with your legs. And always keep your feet on the pegs. Upgrading pegs could be an option for you. Especially if you have Crocs with no tread. But it's going to be scary, and the more you do it, the higher you're going to get your front wheel up. Now, I'm going to go to what I think is my scariest experience. And I think every biker has gotten scared of this. I'm talking about sharp turns or roundabouts. If you got a line of cars coming and you're like in a roundabout, you really got to lean, which can be scary and throw you off course. But getting that lean, especially as a beginner, is going to get pretty hard. And of course, it's going to go deeper and deeper until you're like on the edge of your wheel. Now this is kind of beginner stuff, but the higher speed you go, the more lean you're going to need. And of course, this is scary because you're close to the ground, you're going fast. And the number one rule, wherever you look, you're going to go. So if you're looking at the ground, you're going to go to the ground. That's why it's always good to look ahead of you at all times and don't look at the bike. I forgot to mention that in the wheelie too. Don't look at the bike, look straight. As I was saying, you're going to lean so much to the point where you're going to be at like the edge of your tire. This is probably about where I can lean. It is scary and it is hard to master. If you've done all this and you want to scale it up a little bit, jumps are going to be your friend. They are fun to do. This is best to do at curbs like this. Like a little simple jump. I would start on curbs actually. I recommend that. And make sure to do it where it's safe. Like right here, if I jumped off this curb, a car could be right there and I could get hit. So let me show you. Hit the curb. And you kind of want to like do that on the bike, so you lift it up. Let me show you. Let me do it again. This is actually really, really fun. Okay, that was kind of bad. I got a bad entrance there. But maintain your speed when you're hitting a jump. Do not throttle at the end of the jump. That's how you're going to lean back and probably do a backflip and die. Maintain your speed on a jump. I'm still learning jumps. All right, now this is the roundabout that I was going to practice the jump on. See this curb? I'm going to go at a speed and just hit it like that. My bike comes up. My bike comes down. That is about it. That is all I have to offer. If you need any assistance, come back to this video, rewatch it. I will leave chapters in the description so you can click on the part you need. As always, have a good day, and I'm going to play the outro right now.